I worked on films in which the hero is competing with me, even though we are different genders and we are doing different things and we own different spaces. So I would say with all but one actress, I had a really great time working on Hira Mandi.
Okay.
There are people who are a little bit cagey, insecure, very obsessed with how they look, and they want to, do damaging things that they'll forget the line at. When you are in flow, they'll forget to give you the cue, they'll block your light. It's very 90s, very tacky behavior. So once I identify people like that, I make sure that at least I try not to work with them. When it comes to gender, I just feel like women can be as sexist as men. And men can be as feminist as women. It has nothing to do with gender actually. I worked on toxic sets with toxic women, toxic co-stars, females, actresses, producers, directors. And they're nowhere today because it doesn't get you anywhere.
Hey everyone, this is Aditi and you're watching me on News 18 Showsha. Today I have someone super special joining me. So Richa, a huge welcome to News 18 and we are so happy to have you with us
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here as well.
Definitely. We are happy that finally we are doing this after so long.
Yeah, the promotions are always so rushed and controlled, it's always good. And also there's more to talk about once the film is a hit.
Yeah. So speaking of Fukrey, back in 2013 when the film had released, it was a sleeper hit. Then, so many of them had underestimated the film because of its box office numbers. And 10 years down the line, you see that the film has turned out to be a franchisee. And Fukrey 3 has been storming the box office.
Yeah.
So do you feel box office numbers play a big role in determining a film's worth?
So this is my opinion. I think box office really matters, but for films that are dependent on box office. So if you have a film like Fukrey, more than reviews, in this case box office will matter. But if you have a film like Masan, it's usually the reviews. No one is expecting it to do 100 crores of business, but it will go to a festival, it will be talked about, it will be a prestigious project. True. So I think it depends on the film entirely. And then, once in a while you're rare and lucky enough, you get a Gangs of Wasipur, which both has critical acclaim and commercial success. Yeah.
When I first saw Bholi Punjaban, she turned out to be very intimidating to me. She is a softie, she's also mean in a good way. So how relatable has Bholi Punjaban been with you in personal life? Do you draw similarities with her?
No, I think that is actually a compliment to my work. I feel like when the characters perform properly, then people start to understand that they start to confuse you for the character, but that's never the case. I love Bholi. I think she's one of the most fun characters I've played, one of the most colorful, delicious characters for sure. Yeah. So although I don't draw any similarities, I think the only thing we both have in common is that we don't feel like there's something we can't do because we are women. That's all.
True.
Yeah.
After Fukrey, you have a film revolving around COVID-19. Then you have Sanjay Sir's Hira Mandi. Then you have your maiden production film, Girls Will Be Girls.
Yeah.
What is that one thing that is keeping Richa motivated every day, to juggle between these projects?
I think I'm currently only motivated by my own to-do list because it's so vast. I'm trying to put together projects. I'm trying to create things which are stories that I can tell. Yeah. So I'm very excited about that, and that excitement wakes me up every day, drives me, makes me go out there and give it my all. Whether it's for a production venture or something that I'm helping a writer with, or something that I'm putting together. I recently produced a small music video on a nice subject. So those kind of things are also happening. So I'm very, I think we're going to start being in a good space very soon. And this is all the effort that we put in during the lockdown also, when the world was shut. Ali and I both thought, okay, what can we do to tell better stories and have more creative control on the kind of projects that we are doing. Yeah. So that's what drove us, and that's actually what drives me every day, to have more creative control. Because when you're an outsider, no one's giving you that dream launch. So what do? After you hit a point in your career, you can take stock and you can sort of understand how you want to present yourself to the world. So it doesn't have to be full glamour or this and that, but definitely the stories that are exciting to you can be, shared with the world.
True. In Hira Mandi, you will be sharing screen spaces with some phenomenal actresses like there's Manisha ma'am, there's Sonakshi, there's Aditi. So, do you feel people often say that, when there are strong female actresses, there's a sense of insecurity among them. Do you feel that's a myth?
No, it depends on the person, no? I mean, if you are an insecure person, it's not about male or female. I worked on films in which the hero is competing with me, even though we are different genders and we are doing different things and we own different spaces. So I would say with all but one actress, I had a really great time working on Hira Mandi.
Okay.
There are people who are a little bit cagey, insecure, very obsessed with how they look, and they want to, do damaging things that they'll forget the line at. When you are in flow, they'll forget to give you the cue, they'll block your light. It's very 90s, very tacky behavior. So once I identify people like that, I make sure that at least I try not to work with them. Again. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Because I come from theatre. In theatre, the person who's doing backstage and sweeping the stage before the performance is as important as the person who's doing costume, is as important as the male lead of the play. And when I was doing theatre, even if I had an acting job on stage, when many times I was doing costumes, I was doing backstage, I was doing prop work, I was helping out with lights, I was mopping the stage. So everyone has to work collaboratively. So the minute I sense even this much selfishness or insecurity in someone, I just cut them out.
True. Richa, you have come a long way in showbiz with rich, content-driven as well as commercial films. So, do you feel with all the accolades that have come your way, be it for a Masan or a film like Gangs of Wasseypur, Fukrey or Inside Edge, do you finally feel that you have the luxury of choice between scripts, or have you been choosy since the start?
I think I've been pretty choosy since the start, but that doesn't mean that I haven't made mistakes.
Yeah.
There are films that when I look in my filmography, I cringe, I regret. I was like, why did I do this? And but at that time when you receive a script, you don't know that it's going to be a bad one, that is going to be badly executed. You're giving it your all thinking this is the best thing, this is the best story to tell.
True.
So there are regrettable decisions. However, now that we are producing also, I think they will be at a minimum, because I've realized that working in a toxic environment, or working on a bad film, or working on a film which is now going down south, you have to really detach yourself. So so I'm kind of in that space now.
Would you want to talk about that film that you cringe about now?
No, there's at least, I think, there's at least 5 or 6 in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no point talking about them. All those directors will get sentient and send me messages. The truth is, it was really bad. The films were really bad.
Have you done a film just for money?
No, not so far.
So it has always been a very thoughtful choice whenever you are picking a film.
No, I can't say that, but the truth is that in the beginning of your career, you don't get paid a ton anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So how can you say you did it for money? But that's the worst thing. You're doing a bad film also. You want it to be a good film, but you're the only one who's interested in making it something. And then, it turns out to be really like, so फिर हर तरह से you're losing. So now I don't waste my time on things like that.
Being in the industry for almost years now, how do you think you have evolved as an actress and as well as a person?
I think any evolution is first you as a person and then as you as an actor. So it starts from within. If you start to, if like for instance you start, changing, being more secure, more confident, being more comfortable in your own skin, wanting to tell better stories, wanting to give back, all those things impact you as an artist.
Yeah.
So we're all artists at the end of the day, and I think with time, I'm only becoming nicer, kinder, more mellow, not so prone to rage, things like that. Yeah.
Do you find yourself re-evaluating your priorities now when it comes to work? And again, at the same time, do you feel there's also a pressure in terms of staying relevant with your work?
I don't take that pressure because I know I'll always be relevant. If I if I was worried about relevance, I wouldn't have done a film like Gangs of Wasipur, because in the industry, youth is at a premium.
Yeah.
So if you are playing an older character in your first film, I wanted to be relevant beyond my youth and beyond my beauty and beyond my sex appeal. That's why I chose the characters that I've taken. Like whether it's gaining weight for a film like Madam Chief Minister and looking really rough and tough and getting out there in the sun, being in the villages, working in the fields, or it's agreeing to play mother to a guy like Nawaz who was 20 years my senior then. So I don't think that the relevance aspect bothers me at all. If anything, I think I'll be more and more relevant with the passage of time.
That's a lovely way to look at things.
No, that's actually the only way, because the industry tries to make you a little insecure कि आप ये कर लो, ऐसा कर लो, ये वाला film कर लो, but it doesn't work like that.
Back in 2016, I was reading this interview of yours where you had mentioned that in the industry there was a lot of male gaze and that females are often taken as a glam quotient for films. Do you now? I think things have changed. We have come a long way. Or do you feel we still have
not in the commercial space, not in the hardcore like big film dance number item song space? I don't think so. The changes are slow and they are mostly in the OTT space, I would say. Yeah.
But has there been any incident where you felt that you were made to feel less in a set or on a film because you are a woman? And
actually, yeah, sometimes it's happened, and I was working with a female who did this to me. So this is why, like, when it comes to gender, I just feel like women can be as sexist as men and men can be as feminist as women. It has nothing to do with gender actually. It's not automatic that if you have a vagina that you will automatically be feminist.
True.
I worked on toxic sets with toxic women, toxic co-stars, females, actresses, producers, directors, and they're nowhere today because it doesn't get you anywhere.
True. You and Ali had a beautiful wedding last year, and whenever I keep looking up to your work, it literally feels you guys are goals because you've been with each other throughout each other's struggles and successes. And another beautiful aspect of your wedding was it was an interfaith union. So do you feel, was it very challenging initially to convince your parents or be pressurized by the society because it's an interfaith union, people are going to question you?
No one cares about people and what they think, and I come from a very liberal, lovely family. Ali comes from a very liberal, progressive family. We are both middle class people, and we had a fantastic time. No one put pressure on us, and if they did, we didn't take any pressure. We got married under the Special Marriage Act. Not too far from here, the family court is right around the corner, and it was super peaceful. And I don't think it's out of the ordinary. It happens in society. True. Which is why there is a very big act for it. Of course, I feel like news media really milks these kind of things because, it's actually terrible. It's very corrosive for society. Yeah.
One thing that Ali has brought as a change in you and one thing that you have changed in him over your years of partnership.
You can ask him what I've changed in him. I don't know what I've changed in him. I set out not to change him at all. But I think by osmosis, Ali is very ethical about one thing I learned from Ali actually is that he never says anything bad about anyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's too morally correct, or
he doesn't gossip, no slander. He doesn't, if someone is saying something like sometimes our friends come home and they start to bitch someone else out, he leaves the room.
Oh my God, okay.
Yeah. Even in someone's absence, he will not say anything bad about them, which is a great quality. I think I've imbibed that from him. You know, otherwise we are all like, when you're growing, you want to know, acha kya hua batao? Oh really? And he's not interested in any of that, and he hates that kind of conversation, which is, I think, something very positive that I've learned from him.
True. You and Ali made heads turn at the red carpet of Cannes this year in the capacity of producers, I guess.
We didn't do, I did one red carpet, but otherwise, we were just there as producers.
And back when Masan
That's
had
because
released,
our film had come very close to an official selection.
Yeah.
The film that we produced and submitted had come really super close to being selected. So we still went there to meet all the distributors and the trade side of the business. Yeah.
And you were in Cannes back when Masan had released.
Yeah.
So how, do you draw comparisons with both of your appearances, like when you are going in the capacity of a producer and then an actress?
Little bit, yeah, little bit.
Which one is more fun?
I would say definitely the producing part of going on a red carpet is more fun, because there's no pressure on you. You can just get ready and go. I mean, at least at this stage, when we are not celebrated producers, and like when you reach Guneet Monga levels, you have to be, styled properly, presented properly. That's very different. She's won an Oscar. But as actors, I would say red carpets are quite stressful. Yeah, at least if you're representing a film or a brand, it can be quite stressful.
One last thing I want to know from you. Is there anything you want to say to that 22-year-old Richa who had just gotten a small role in Oye Lucky Lucky Oye?
I would just say that keep the faith. The struggle never ends, the grind never ends, the hustle never ends. And just keep the faith, keep going. Help other people out, stay kind, stay assertive. And you will go far. And I truly believe that. I truly believe that everyone who, was in my Barry John theatre group, or was doing stage with me, or, worked on a short film with me, anyone with any degree of talent and discipline to pursue that. And, basically stay in the right frame of mind, stay sane, don't give in to alcohol, don't give in to drugs, just stay focused on your goal. Anyone I know who had a shred of talent has made it. They are doing something. They may not all have become superstars, but they're all doing something in their own right. Someone's doing TV, someone's become a director, someone's become a casting person, but they're working in cinema. So that is a good thing.
So focus is very important.
Focus, talent, and discipline. Discipline is also very important.
3 things.
Yeah.
I also have a quick segment planned with you. These are like 18 questions with News 18.
Okay.
So please be as honest and frank as possible.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay. Shall we start?
Yeah.
Of your favorite film or a role that you have done so far?
I don't have favorites.
But a favorite role that you have
I
done?
like Madam Chief Minister. I thought it was very nuanced and lots of shades in that character.
A film or a show that you really wanted to be a part of, or you wish you could have been a part of?
I can't think of anything right now, no. I haven't loved anything that much.
A film that you feel is extremely overrated, a film or a show?
A film or a show that I think is overrated. I have to watch more things to get there, but what is the cool stuff that has come out of late? All these like mystery, like revenge thrillers that are currently coming out globally also. Not my scene. They're good with the first season, second, third.
उसके बाद खराब हो जाता है. Yeah. Come clean about a show or a film that you haven't watched but it's extremely popular.
Starting with, I would say, Sacred Games.
Okay.
I didn't see that. I thought it would be really violent. There's so many. Yeah.
Your celebrity crush?
Tom Hardy.
One actor or actress you'd love to work with in the future?
Shah Rukh Khan, for sure.
Everybody's checklist, right? Morning person or a night owl?
Depends on the sked. If I'm coming back from a long outdoor abroad, then my whole schedule flips. But I like to be disciplined, like I said.
Yeah. 3 things that you and Ali have in common?
Values, empathy, humor.
The weirdest rumor that you have heard about yourself?
I think I left an agency because I thought they were not performing well and they spread this rumor that I'm retiring.
Oh, okay. Your first paycheck?
$200 when I was 12 years old.
It was for?
It was for something on DD, used to do cultural programs, so we had to go and do some Rabindra Sangeet dancing.
If you could swap lives with a fictional character for a day, what character would it be?
I would say Scarlett O'Hara.
Your biggest regret in life, if there's any?
I did a stunt for a very big car film in which it caused me an injury, and nobody on that set was nice, like not the team, not the director, not the producer, not the co-stars. So then I had a really bad injury and I regret doing that because I had nothing to prove to any of those losers, but
True.
I still did it. Yeah.
You had earlier shared that you tend to pick up things that you tend to pick up one thing that scares you every year.
Yeah.
Like a one mic stand that you had did. So is there anything that you are planning to do this year?
I want to do skydiving. Yeah, I'm waiting for the weather to become a better. But the closest place to do it is in Dubai.
Yeah.
It's very hot right now.
True.
Yeah.
One embarrassing red carpet memory.
Someone stepped on my sari once, that's it.
Okay.
More embarrassing for them than for me.
If not an actress, what would Richa be?
I could have been a Kathak dancer or like a photojournalist.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Your go-to comfort meal?
Dal chawal. Simple.
है ना,
food.
best.
Yeah.
The best advice that you have received from someone from the industry?
Nothing. Sanjay sir, he said that you're one of the finest people I've worked with and you're my favorite actress, so just focus on the acting part. Every time I start to tell him about something I'm producing, he's like, what are you doing as an actor? I want to know what you're acting. So again, to keep the focus.
Yeah. One thing that you are thankful for?
I'm thankful for everything. I'm really thankful for my life. In a true way. Being able to work with people I like, now being able to give chances to real talent, being married to Ali, having a lovely family, being supported by my family. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Richa, for doing this with me. I
you.
had a great time chatting with you.
Thank you. Hi guys, this is Richa Chadha and you're watching me on News 18 Showsha.